How's it going, Grant?
This
A
is
pleasure.
so terrifying.
Okay, so I think what if Seattle's stringing along the 49ers to make them feel that they have something for Jimmy, and then they prolong this whole thing and actually keep him because they keep on thinking they got something for him.
That's a good point, Eddie DeBartolo. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, they could be playing 4D chess here.
You know, if one of my daughters was into football, I wouldn't have to worry about, my sister and her son wrecking my team. Grant?
I'm so mesmerized right now, man. I never thought I'd be able to talk to 45-year-old Eddie DeBartolo, but here we are, man. Wow.
And, I saw a tweet, I think you talked about it as well as RG3 ranking the top 5 quarterbacks he would start a franchise with. I mean, instantly you see, what's that cat's name on the Ravens? The Ravens QB.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson. And you're thinking, why would he pick Lamar and not like Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes? And I think what he's trying to get at is that Lamar doesn't need anyone. Like he could, like if you don't have anything on your team, not even an offensive line, he could still operate, right? Where I think with Mahomes and Josh Allen, if you don't have an offensive line, they can't operate as much, right? Not saying that Lamar Jackson can have trash offensive linemen, but you're less dependent on anyone else because you're kind of like a one-man show, right? This ties me into Seattle. I think, okay, to start a franchise, I think the quick and easy way to start a franchise, get a D, right, first, and then like a cheap way, right? Don't get a great quarterback first because it's like you're putting in a lot of money at one position that depends on your team to be good, right? So build the thing around and then get a QB, right? Kind of like the 49ers way of thinking, but instead we bought an expensive, mediocre QB. But okay, whatever. Let's not get into that. But so like it doesn't make sense for Seattle to get Jimmy. Like all that does is I think they want to restart their roster, right? Sure. Like look, Pete Carroll's done it already, right? He knows the formula, right? Get D, then get a talented QB that could move, and then go from there. He's already done it. And even if he retires before it's done, but he builds out that team, that will help his legacy, right? Like, hey, I left you. I didn't go all out. I left you guys with something that you could build with, work with, and go from there, right? I don't see Seattle going for Jimmy. I think their whole thing is they're just stringing along the 49ers to make them think they have something in Jimmy. I think the only spot that Jimmy can possibly land now is at week 1, meaning before week 1, is with the Browns. If Deshaun Watson gets a year suspension, right? If it's only be 5 or 6 weeks, then they'll probably stay with what they got and go from there. And maybe the Niners, I don't see them stupid enough to keep Jimmy, but maybe they could, like what Gammon was saying, like they get that 3rd round compensatory pick, but then they also get a hedge. So they have 2 things. It's not just for a 3rd rounder, it's a hedge and this 3rd rounder, right? That to me is, I don't know, that is just such an LDE move. But I hope it doesn't go that way.
We'll see, man. Thank you for calling in, Eddie DeBartolo. It's a pleasure.